Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Nightcap Knowledge. My name is DJ George Chuck, and I have my compadre, my friend, my co-host with us backstage, side stage, right stage, front stage, wherever we're going. We're going to be there together, ladies and gentlemen, and we are ready for another outstanding episode of Nightcap Knowledge. But before we do that, we want to ask you to take your time to chime in, tap in, check in. Let us know where you're coming in from, to all of our people over on Twitch, to all of our folks on Black of No Chaser, Facebook, and to our loyal Nightcappers. We appreciate y'all for tapping in, tuning in, checking in. It's Nightcap Knowledge. Let's pay a couple of these bills. Make sure you go ahead and get the nightcap, put your kids to bed. And if you need something to put you to sleep, you can head on over to Mississippi's first therapeutic hemp CBD relaxation lounge. That is Hemp World South and Therapeutic Lounge. CBD massage therapy, infused drinks, no medical card needed. You can hit the Linktree / Hemp World South, 4270 Robinson Street, Jackson, Mississippi, Tuesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And man, these folks at the Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers, they've got big announcement, big things popping before the end of the year. So we definitely want you to tune in, tap in, check out the website, be on the lookout for something that is dropping major from Mississippi School of Health Services and Careers, mshscschool.com, 769-572-7490. Now, we got the Higher Purpose Awards going down in Clarksdale, Mississippi, February 3rd, 2024. That's next year, celebrating Black excellence across Mississippi. They got the Hamiltons, the Tones, ladies and gentlemen. It will be hosted by Monica Barnes, and you can get your tickets right now at higherpurposeawards.com. One more thing, the Village United Elevate Mississippi, their newest cohort, will be decided very soon. If you need the link to apply, if you are a Mississippi resident who's a small business owner in need of technical assistance to enhance your business operations, this program is for you. You can go to ourvillageunited.org/Mississippi-programs. Check them out. Ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, put the kids to bed. It's time for a Nightcap Knowledge. We're trying to see what's good with 2024. Let's get it started. Hey, got the air drums. Got the air drums. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mr. Mac, you are muted, man. Where you go?
I'm off, brother. I'm off, brother. What is the deal, pickle?
Everything is kosher, sir. Everything is kosher.
Man, that is great, man. Hey, everybody who do not know, this show is rated black and uncensored. Real talk, real issues, real solutions. Bro,
What's happening?
I just thought about something when you said air drums. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you remember this toy
I
back in
do.
the day. It used to
Maybe.
be like drumsticks and it had a cord and it had like a little radio and it made the sound of the drums. So anytime you hit anywhere, it
Yeah.
made the drum sound.
So they have a newer version of that. I've seen it on social media, and it is quite the rage. And it's literally it's wireless.
Yeah.
Is two drumsticks, and you can of course Bluetooth them to your speaker, your boom box, maybe even your headphones, right?
Right.
I They also have the air guitar.
What?
Yeah, man. Look, I'm gonna have to look it up and send it to you. I
Like
thought,
we've been playing air guitar for years. Yes,
yes,
and Daddy finally got a real.
yeah,
They have made everything that our age group and older have thought of, like pretending to be, or even like think about the shows we grew up watching, like Knight Rider, a talking car that can move
talking
by
car.
itself,
Now you can talk to your phone too,
a talking car that moves by itself.
right?
So like the one of those, I think it might be the Palisade. The car could be running, and if it
Yes,
was a tight spot, it'll move out of the parking spot for you,
yes.
bro.
Technology, man. Everything we've seen in television, and people are very creative. Like we
Yeah,
all have the innovative gene that God gave us, right? Uh, we have the ability to create, and that's really what I would like to focus on for our topic of conversation. And like, is like, what do we want to create in 2024? What changes do we want to see? All
hmm
of those things. So before we get too far into that, Mac, I know you got your mental health minute, but then
yes, sir.
I would like to ask you before you ask me, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
You got me. Ah, god damn it. Oh man, I don't know, man. We got. I might go back and get some whiskey. Well, majority everything up here is, of course, is dark.
Right.
Uh, so I don't know if I need to pull from one of the scotches. Go back to the the gentleman Jack. I got the other Jacks here. I got the
Hmm.
cognacs up top. Are you
Hmm.
doing a whiskey? Jack Daniels. Well, that was that for me. Gentleman Jack it is. As you can see, big shout out to Larry Lincoln
Lincoln
Leggett Obama. The boy got his own money.
Hey, I can't wait for y'all to see this new photo booth prop I've created for
What you say?
photo booth prop.
Uh huh.
Yeah, it's something like I pulled out the ones from last week. Just
Yeah.
yeah, I want. It's not there just yet. I've got some new ones, but I'm not really to unveil them.
Hmm. Okay.
Shout out to
Okay.
Bronzel Brown for checking in. We appreciate you for giving us that comment. Make sure you like and subscribe. And then share this with somebody, man. And Ronzel, while you're there, man, tell us, get ready to answer this question for us. What are some things that you're planning for 2024, and that might help us to craft out
Yeah.
some content for the next. We've got our own ideas, but we definitely want to know what the community, the community that we reside in, the folks that we are. Look, Holmes County bound.
Head down.
There you go, baby. Where
Yeah,
my
but
mobile people at? Where my mobile people at?
so you know what? That goes along with the mental health minute,
Look at that.
and that goes back to talk about faith, fear, and faith can't live in the same house, right? So,
Right.
um, and educating folks what that means, where everybody know what it means. It's basically believing in yourself and believing in your deity, but don't be afraid to move out of your comfort zones, or be afraid to try some different things. Um, And then we tell everybody you got to work while you wait. So yeah, you're praying, but you pray for the strength to get through,
Work
to
what?
create what one of the things we talk about, create what do not exist.
Yeah,
Right. So if there's something that you need, or something type of program that you need, dare to go ahead and create it. Have the belief in yourself that if your creator put it on your mind to do it, that he's gonna see you through it to make sure that you can complete it.
yeah,
And who knows what it's supposed to look like, but so you got to believe in that fear and faith can't live in the same house. Um, so you got to faith without work is dead. So you got to remember that faith without work is dead. So we got to put the work in to see the things we want to see in our lifetime. Set the even if you just sit in the foundation,
yeah.
for your children or other children that you mentor to take it to a different level. So I definitely want to put that out there for our mental health minute for today. What about you, Chuck? What you got? What's the groove? How is it going to be connected? We're
Man,
creating grooves. So, we're talking about moving in what's not existing right now by making it happen.
so I the thing that I've been I would say not wrestling with, but spending time um pondering, considering, strategizing around is what is the vehicle for us to get all of these things to fit together, right? And we can spend time, as you said, it's like we may be planting a seed, and that seed that we've planted and that we've attempted to cultivate, someone else may have to um, take up the plow, put their hands to the plow, and you might have to, let's say, put your hands onto another plow. Um, the thing is, all of us deserve to find our groove, right? Mac, you know your groove. You know what your special talent is. You know what your special skill is. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't learn new things, right? Because in the past 3 years, I know for sure that you and I both, and a lot of our friends, um, we've been tested as it relates to what we have the ability to do, and also what we are willing to do, so that we can get to the next level of what it is that we hope to create, and what we hope to innovate. So the groove really is we have to envision um what what our wildest dreams are, and then we have to, beyond that, understand that what we envision is not even an inkling of what God truly has for us. Now, once we get to that point, then we can say, well, God, I know you gave me this idea, but God, what are the plans that we need to put in place so that we can get to what you've given me? And then the vision will become more clear and more clear. So that's, as Mac was saying, the faith part, faith and fear can't live in the same spot. It's like you gotta have a mission and a vision, but that mission and that vision has to be fueled by fearlessness, which is in the terms that I live in, that's faith. Like, even though you might be scared, but even by being scared, you can be fearless. That ain't, that don't mean you ain't nervous about it. Like, even when I go and I DJ, I'm still nervous because I always want to do my best. Like, I really want the folks to have a great time. I want people to enjoy the events that we put together and that we curate. The thing that I know that I have to do, and Mac and I have discussed this in private a number of times. We have to improve on preparation. We have to improve on planning. We have to improve um on developing the human resource independent of us. So if you're out there, if folks are out there, and there are things that you might see yourself fitting into what we do, um and you're willing to work. And that's really the thing. Is like, you can say 2024 was good all day, but if you ain't willing to work, you're really not trying to see what's good. If you're not a person that's willing to say, hey man, let me double dutch in, let me jump in and truly be all the way in with it. And I'm saying all the way in, like be willing to go, even though you may not feel like going. Be willing to go, even though it may be uncomfortable. So man, that's really what the groove is. And I would love for Mac. You've built some new businesses across the past year. You've been able to scale your businesses. You've learned a lot of lessons. I would love to hear from you and from the folks that are out there. I know Ronzel Brown is saying he would love to see jobs in Holmes County in 2024. We need them bad here. What can we create? What is one of the things that Holmes County folks are asking for that we might be able to create, to feel, like to solve that, whatever that human problem is. How can we create a solution to solve that human problem? So we talk, real issues, real solutions. What's that?
Man, man, here's the crazy thing about our society. We talk about AI and technology, and for some of it, it's a bunch of folks that get high off their own gas, meaning that they are in love with the idea. Like, yeah, this is gonna be great. Everybody's gonna really, and they just get so hyped up and they push it, push it, push it, push it, push it. But until it's gonna be the next big thing, right? Because that's what they want to see, right? So,
Mhm.
self disclosure. I talked to the VP at Magnolia Federal a few years ago, and it used to be named, they called it members. You weren't a customer, you was a member. So
Yeah.
they used to have a lady that was at the desk that used to welcome everybody when they came in, right? And talk to you and check you in and gave you, it's like, hey, oh, you don't need to see this person, you need to see that person. So the first thing they did was removed her. Then the second thing they did was they removed all the loan officers from downstairs where you can see the people when you walked in to
Mhm.
upstairs. So they replaced the lady with a security guard who did not know a lot, right? And then they got an iPad for you to check in with the iPad. So you're servicing a senior community. Um, so they trying to figure out how to check in with this iPad. They don't know what to do. They used to go in and talk to folks, so they trying to redirect them. The other thing that messed them up was that you had to sit there and go in there and get on the phone and talk to someone upstairs about your loan. And then so when I told the lady, I watched a lot of the older black folks get frustrated and they
Yeah.
didn't trust it, they didn't like it. So I asked and I reached out to the VP and told them about it. I said, she was like, oh, it's great. Everybody just loves it. I said, no, they really don't. I said, they people are not happy with this. I said, I'm one of the folks that's not happy with it. If people like personal, when you start talking about your money, start giving out your social security number, stuff like that, they want to talk to a real person. See, I mean, we haven't get any complaints. All the reviews online look great. I said, because the people that will get online to do an application are not gonna complain about that.
Yeah.
Because the person not gonna get online to do the application, they're not gonna get online to leave you a negative comment because it's something you're pushing.
Yeah.
And so for me, that there are areas in Holmes County and other counties around the state of Mississippi and other states where you're lacking the bare necessities. Where we talking about, we got cars that can park themselves, we have people that still don't have the simplest bare necessities. You see what I'm saying? Where I'm going with this, like there's a big push, um, where one of the gentlemen that was running for public service commissioner was talking about where they are pushing for 5G, and this was 2018, 2019. He said
Mhm.
we got people that don't have 1G. He
Yes.
said, and he said this prior to COVID. He said technology with internet is going to become a thing of a necessity, not a thing of
Oh,
privilege.
convenience.
He said,
Yeah.
while you're trying to say that you can get a 5G so you can get better streaming and all this, we got people that don't have no service, period. They
Period.
don't have a 1G. They don't have nothing. So when you start talking about basic necessity, Chuck, we don't own grocery stores. Chuck, we don't own wholesale stores like a Costco. We don't own the mom and pop hardwares anymore because I'm one of the folks that refuse to use the checkout at Lowe's. I'm not going to give you my money and work. Why everybody is standing around talking?
Yeah.
It's not like y'all swamped and doing something else. The manager, the lead, y'all standing there talking, and you got a line of folks that trying to figure out how to check out. Nobody is valuing the customer enough to say, hey, look, let's talk about this later. Let me open up this register. Somebody give me a drawer.
Right.
We don't own the simplest things that we need, and we saw it during COVID that we didn't have the simplest things that we needed to um, needed to survive and go back to then. Skills professions. Delta Tech got a new commercial. They talk about invest in a career versus a job. HVAC, plumbing, those
Yeah.
things that we need to keep our society going, that's there. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just got to start pushing our people toward it. And we need to make sure that we are investing in that so that we can be self sufficient and self sustaining. Because no matter how smart you are, you're not an expert at HVAC or at welding
Very
or
true.
IT ain't nothing without electricity. Technology ain't nothing without electricity of some sort.
There is infrastructure in everything.
And we have to, and you making my point is, where do we need to go from 2024? We don't have to worry about going up the mountain to create the next new big thing. Let's secure some of the things that are already out there and make sure that we have those things
Yes,
so
sir.
that we know that we are okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
It's just
sir.
like we don't have it. We don't have it. We don't have the basic stuff. Like, what we gonna do? They said they're gonna close down the grocery store, and that's what's been happening. Sunflower in Lexington is high as Georgia pine, high as giraffe's ass, whatever you want to use.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's high, like in
The
terms.
pricing is high, right? For because it has no competitors. All right. So in the flood of '97 in Lexington, Piggly Wiggly never came back after the flood. So there only was one grocery store, and that was Sunflower. You had a couple of corner markets. We still got a few of those, but Sunflower's own the major grocery store. We have now like a Dollar General market, but
Mhm.
Sunflower is still the only grocery store in Lexington. We don't own enough of our own stuff that we can have those simple things. So that's what I'm like for 2024. Let's work on the simple stuff that we need the day to day that we need um, to get through our day to day. Think about the things that you. Here's a good list for everybody. Think about the things that you use in your household, especially those that have families, in a month basis. Then think about those things as a necessity, right? Where do they come from? Like who provide that good product service? Then you think about who owns it. That's simple. Where does it come from? Who owns it?
What does your household need to function day to day?
Yep.
And then your follow up question is like where do those products come from? Who
Or
manufacture
service.
are those services?
Where does it come from? And then who owns it? That's the
Okay.
simplest thing. Yeah, go ahead.
So let me ask this question. Or let's walk this through.
Okay.
All right. I get up in the morning and I gotta use the bathroom
Hmm.
and I drink my water.
Hmm.
And in the midst of preparing the kids, I ain't got to what I'm putting in their lunchbox and stuff. I want to get my cup of coffee.
Hmm.
Am I asking myself where my coffee come from?
You can ask three things: where your toothpaste come from, where your coffee come from,
Okay.
right? Where's your soap to wash your face come from? Now you can look at it in two components: the store that you actually buy the good from, or who produced the good,
Mhm.
right? That, but you think about it, these are things that everybody uses. This is a routine for majority of folks on a day to day basis. If you don't drink coffee, what do you drink? You drinking something or whatever you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
but you definitely, hopefully, brushing your teeth and washing your face every morning.
Right.
So you think about it, even down to natural, what we're talking about, there's so many areas around the country where they're having water crisis. They're having issues with plumbing or infrastructure or, you know, something of that sort, right? So it goes back to, well, where's your water source coming from?
Yeah.
Who maintains this? What type of piping do you have? What's the next big thing? There's so many questions that is simple that is so complex at the same time because someone is responsible for it. It's a whole major corporation that's responsible for those simple things that you use every morning in your household. How, what are we doing with that? How are we connected to that? So I give a question. I've probably watched more sports this year than I've watched in the last 5 years. And I kept asking the questions to people. I said, name one black owned business besides LeBron James agent. Name another black owned agency, right? And I know somebody just another all female sport agency came out not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But name out of all these black athletes, name the major black um, major black agencies we have, right? We ain't talking about just owning a team. Who provides the mouthpiece? Who provides the socks, the pads? Who provides the simple things that they use on a regular basis? Who provides, those things? How do we connect to those things that they need every day, to use or to be able to prepare to play? So I'm thinking like, are we connected to those things that we need to survive on a day-to-day basis? You might negotiate and say, man, I ain't gonna buy a new truck, but you gonna still put gas in that old truck,
Very true.
right? I work with a lot of environmental folks, and I said in 2023 in Mississippi, I just tell people now they have not built electric semis. They have not built a F-350 or GMC 3500 that's electric. So
No.
to move major stuff, you still gonna need heavy duty trucks.
Yes, sir.
So that means you're still gonna be burning gas and diesel. Who
Boy.
owns that? Who says that? So that's where I am when you talk about moving forward in 2024. I want to see more businesses, more ownership, and more of the things that we need to be provided in our areas. The simplest things that we take granted that we do not have in so many areas. I want to see us actually working together and using our services and resources to provide those things. We need it. It's before we can figure out on how we can have um, a robot to do all the work. Like the housekeeping thing, right?
Yeah.
Remember, the Jetsons was a joke. Now you actually have technology that actually do that.
Right.
But before we could do that, and just like we said, we're gonna tell like a TA is, that's someone that only has skill sets of that sort out there who needs that job. A
Yeah.
person that needs that job, and that means a lot to them if they can get it. So that's another thing to look at too. We're replacing we're replacing people with things. Um, and I understand right now, everybody says, well, people don't want to work. Well, there's some people out there that will. We're not talking about the ones that don't want to. There are some people that will, but we got to
Yes.
find the people that need good folks and that are willing to work and put them together. And that's some of the stuff that we've been doing with our different hats, from Mississippi Black Pages to Mississippi Move to whatever else we might be doing. Is always pushing black businesses, but also trying to connect dots to be a network. To say, hey, I know this person over here that looking for someone to help. I know someone that
Right.
needs a job. Let's put these two people together, and let's make some magic happen. But I think that's where we need to go back to, Chuck. Is getting back to the simple things for 2024. Ownership of the basic things that we need on a day-to-day basis, or that skill set. Go back and get another certificate. Go back and get a whatever it may be. But and there's a lot of things we'll talk about that we know that we need, but we need to say who's going to be the person to say, hey, I'm gonna go pick up this extra hat because we need someone in our circle, or someone in the team or in our community that has this to help our people.
Yeah. One of the things that I've seen happening in other places, there have been people banding together to create grocery stores. Um, Another one of the things or the ideas that come to mind for me, there is there is an effort to create more cooperative economic systems, meaning that if Mac has the hemp store and bartending services, and McRae is interested in hemp and bartending, then I send McRae to go apprentice under Mac. I don't say, "Well, I'm just gonna create my own, or I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna learn it so that I can create my own, and then now I'm Mac's, you know, competition." I'm thinking that the way the way that some of us have operated is if it's Larry's expertise in event planning and management and sales of a particular product, the only way that I get into that business is that I apprentice under the expert. I think when we begin to, like you said, we have to think about what has worked previously. I'm not saying that we run it into the ground following the same plan, but the things that work, and we know that the people who are experts, if they're experts, then we lean to their expertise. Now, if my leg need to be put back together, I ain't talking to Mac about that. I'm going to the orthopedic surgeon, and I'm going to lean to the orthopedic surgeon's expertise. So I guess what I'm getting at is that how do we go back to these cooperative systems where we only create the things that we don't have? Or a better way of saying it is that when if Mac got some for if Mac's selling sweet potatoes, I go and buy my sweet potatoes from Mac. Now, if I want to sell something, I need to plant something other than sweet potatoes.
Or here's the thing: you sell something that complements. All right, so me and Chuck
Yes, sir.
DJing at the hottest club wherever. I don't DJ, right? I'm like, dang, Chuck DJing. I come to help Chuck every time he DJ. But what can I do to make some money? There's an empty lot across the street. Wow, how much is this lot? Oh man, they selling that lot for $500. Hmm. Chuck, look, let's work together. Let's buy this lot.
Let's buy the lot.
So
What
I
we
buy
do
the
with
lot.
the
I'm outside cooking. I'm outside selling T-shirts. I'm doing whatever it may be, right? But Chuck on the mic in the club, reminding everybody to go out there
get you
and
something
and,
to eat.
and, and get you something to eat. Holler at us, right?
Right.
If you selling pasta, I need to sell forks, right? Whatever you're selling or whatever you're doing, what can I do that complements what you're doing that don't
Collaboration.
take away? But almost it's a need for both of us to be there.
Yeah.
You need both entities to make everything work and flow. Um, like what was that? Oh man, what was that? Was oh man, what was
It,
it? It was
White.
Martin.
It was Martin.
It was Martin. It was Martin
Oh, he was at
when
Nipsey's.
Cole was talking about no when they had the restaurant when Cole was talking about renting spoons, rent a spoon. Like yeah, you can get a bowl of soup, but you gotta rent the spoon. How you gonna eat the soup unless you go pick the bowl up? You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
just like, you know what? You're right. You
You're
gotta
right.
rent the damn spoon. It's one of those things. But one of our affirmations on the wall at Hemp World is create what does not exist. Now,
Create does not exist.
meaning that it doesn't mean that it's not there, but does a healthy food market exist in your neighborhood? Create it. Does a gym exist in your neighborhood? Create it. You watch 10 people go running every morning in your neighborhood. You're like, damn, 10 people going running? If I had a small gym, well, let me find out. Let me poll these folks and ask them, hey, if we
Right.
had a small gym, would you join?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is a good price for a gym membership that with 24-hour access?
And
Oh no. So you
and
look at the average.
that's when you get into running the numbers at that point.
So if you got 10 people and the average number between all 10, say $50 a month is a good price. So
Yeah.
you got 10 people, that's $50 a month. That's how much? Right. So now you got a basis of what you're going to work out of.
Should break
So
even.
you, because you know you got 10 people that's going to come and participate. So now that person is going to probably bring a friend. So you create a deal where you can bring a friend for the first such time. So now you went from 10 to 20. Simple things that we do not have or we create for 2024. Don't think too complex. What are the simple things that we do not have? For I don't know, well, probably for the Qs, but I know for the Sigmas, we just said, listen, yeah, I know you see folks, some people, they done got experts and they do those uh, high impact stepping and jumping, but take that simple step, clean it up, make it crisp, do it with energy, and it's gonna kill every time.
I
You
I,
ain't got to
I
do all that flying. Just
yes. I I
perfect that.
agree. I agree 100%. I agree 100% with you. There are there is there is innovation in simplicity. There is innovation in allowing yourself to uphold tradition and pledge allegiance to her cause. There is there it makes a whole lot of sense for me to do something that I know that works, do it with high energy, like put enthusiasm. If I got a restaurant and you come in there and you like, oh, the vibe is in here, and you got smiling people and they're just happy. We Shallon and I we went to brunch after church, right? Went to brunch after church, and our server was very nice, but I happened to listen to the presentation and the energy that another young lady who was a server for another table, and how she would give her parting greeting to the folks that she was serving. And I was like, she either loves what she's doing or she knows exactly what she has to say to yield the greatest tip, or have the potential to yield the greatest tip from every table that she waits.
Man, listen, do you know how far the counter is from the front door of Hemp World South Therapeutic Lounge?
I do. I do. I've
And
been there
the
before.
practice is as soon as you hit the door,
Hey, welcome to the
hey,
world.
right. And it usually be in unison if it's more than one of it. And people like, all right,
All
because you're
right.
so used to showing up to people.
Hey, hey.
And they're like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I am not above I am not above leaving all that shit right there and walking out. When I deal with folks that
Thank you for that, Marquita.
do not appreciate your money,
Yeah.
you ain't got to kiss folks' ass, but damn, you can say hey cat, dog, horse, or something and
Something.
act like I'm not above that. I would go somewhere else or whatever. I would leave all that shit right there and walk out.
Customer service and energy matters. It really
Right.
does. Like, if you meet somebody with positive energy, for instance, brother walked up on me the other day at the gas station, and he was like, "Man, I'm homeless. I'm just trying to get on my feet." I say, "Well, man, what's your name, dog?" And he was like, "Uh, Donald." I say, "Well, Donald, man, you look well, man. Like, how you feeling today?" Uh, I mean, I'm all right. I'm like, well, I say, well, how long you been out here? And I'm not deviating from. I'm
Yeah,
not treating you like you homeless.
you having a conversation with somebody.
I'm having a conversation with you, and I'm trying to pass on this positive energy because I'm walking around knowing that I'm blessed. I'm walking around with 2023's accomplishments and all the lessons that I learned, and I know that at the very least, I gotta greet you just like you a person, like
Correct.
you the dude that own Walmart that I'm shopping in.
Right. But Chuck, it's
He
not
didn't
just
know
that.
that.
It's people that call like these right now, telemarketers, right? HR, customer service. That shit don't go hand in hand no more
No,
at all. You call me, Chuck. You call me. This is Chuck from such and such. Hey, what's up, Chuck? Man, how you doing? Um, okay. Um, it like you are not expecting someone to ask you, which you should have asked me,
yeah,
but you're not expected. And the pause in today's society, no matter who it is, when you ask them, "How are you doing?" they don't know what to say. We have created a new norm, and this is some of the things I talked to my child about. Is that she's like, well, it's just the way I do things. I'm like, well, it's not just the way you do things. I said, there's
yeah,
a way that you can do things, then there's a wrong way. So what you happen to be doing is the wrong way. It's not that that's just the way that you're doing it. But I'm trying to get you to understand that uh, the norm now is mediocre, below average or average is the norm. So nobody's going above and beyond or giving energy to anything. It's just like it is what it is. You just go through. The majority of folks are distracted. They can't have a conversation with you because they're engulfed into doing something that has nothing to do with their jobs. People are so
yeah,
afraid of losing folks in certain instances, and they don't hold folks accountable onto what they need to do and take it seriously because your money matters, right?
yeah,
I don't care if what you're doing, your money matters. Take your job seriously.
yeah,
Some people believe on taking their job as seriously based on how much they make. No, whatever the job is, you take it seriously until you complete that job. That's what you should do. But we have to create a new norm because now a norm is uh, below average is the
yeah,
norm, and social skills are dying. Our domestic, a lot of the crimes and cases we see are domestic, meaning that it's personal. We don't know how to interact with each other. We don't know how to
yeah,
socialize. We don't know how to deal with differences. Something so small escalate to something so big when it could have been, for one, you could have laughed it off, or you could have diffused the situation with, and you know what, I'm gonna go, or someone intervenes and say, hey man, look man, y'all need to chill out, man. It ain't that bad. No, it escalates further. So we are in a society where we know below average is the new norm, and the things that we need the most to run our households and take care of our family, we do not have access to, or we have limited access to. So we have a lot of work for those who see that they are part of the change agent. It lets you know that you have a lot of work to do,
yeah,
and you got to find more collective minds and that are willing to say, "Hey, man, let's cooperate, let's work together, let's create this system where we can build those things we need to take care of ourselves." You know, and without reinventing the wheel, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you got someone in your circle that already know these things or need something, let's help support them. If you got a friend that's I don't know, but you can have a friend that's a general contractor,
hmm.
and
I would
something
love to
happened.
have
What it we need to talk when you get off, right? So you lost all your stuff.
yeah,
Well, hey man, listen, that does help you get you back on your feet, and you
yeah,
create a system, right? Well, me and Chuck, well, we got gigs coming up to Christmas time. It's five of us. Each one of us gonna pull $500 from each one of what we do, and it's gonna be to help you get back on your feet,
right,
right? I don't know what group it is, but it's a group. They go out to eat around the holidays. I don't know where I saw it. I think Jay saw it. I'm trying to see where it. But it's we talk about things like that. How folks do special things for people, right?
hmm,
but you collect you do it a collective resource, right? Where you put your money together and you could do something nice and special for somebody else, and you could plan that. So
Yeah.
why can't we say, hey man, we're gonna dedicate $500 per quarter to invest in one of our friends' businesses or projects. If we really serious about turning this thing around,
Yeah. Yeah.
it could be
Uh,
a simple way. Chuck needs a new photo booth. All right, well, Chuck, four of
what does
us.
that cost?
It's four of us. Four of us going to put
Right.
together $500 a piece. So now you got 2,000 towards your new photo booth,
Right.
and we have an understanding. Hey, this is money that we don't need right back. Right. That's the one thing. Right.
Right.
It's ain't like, hey man, I need that money back. I gotta pay my car note in 2 months. No, that's not how that thing works. Chuck works out a plan where, yeah, I'm gonna be able to, or I take this money and take my 500, and then 2 months later, 3 months later, I'm gonna reinvest. I'm gonna, hey man, let's get your such and such. We're gonna put our money into what you got going
Pay it forward.
on, into the circle.
Right. Right.
Now we,
It's funny that you say that, and not funny, but it's coincidence or divine orchestration, or it all just fits together. Um, Something that, and I don't know if we would be able to do it in a way through the Mississippi Black pages, but there's this idea that I've been developing where there's a different network within Mississippi Black pages, and I appreciate those that have like this national focus,
hmm
and all of this has an appropriate place. But what you and I have talked about has always been hyper local. Now, the example and the impact may be seen or felt statewide, regionally, nationally, internationally, right? So there are ways that we can connect what we're doing to the global community, but our focus, whether it be in organizing or in politics, government, etc., needs to be hyper local. Like it has to make sense for you and your family. Like you said, what are the things that you use day to day? Do you know where they come from? Who are you purchasing them from, and who manufactures them? Right. So I'm thinking of what does it look like to create these hubs,
hmm
business hubs. But the way to be a part of the business hub, I haven't gotten that far in terms of the development of the idea, but the entry point is Mississippi Black pages.
So I want to take a page out of Respect Our Black Dollar book. Shout out to
Shout out Stanley.
Stanley Wesley,
Yeah.
one of the originators, and Mr. D. Meads and
D
Dave
Measy.
Mosley. Um, I want us to bring back in January buy-ins and supporting
Absolutely
black
agree.
businesses in
Absolutely
seven or
agree.
more buy-ins. We bring it back in January. So let me say this, right? I can name these names off the top of my head.
Okay.
Chill Will has taken over Sweet Spot, right?
Okay.
I don't eat. I don't think he got anything in that I can eat, but I want to go and support Chill, right? Um, Eddie has his spot off of 80. Eddie Wright.
Right.
Let's figure out. There are people that we know, and let's push that energy towards the folks and say, hey, that we are going to intentionally go and push and support their businesses on these weekends,
Yeah.
or through the week, and how we want to do it. We're going to pick these days and stay consistent with these days and encouraging folks to go and spend money with these businesses with the intention for them to sell out on that day. That's the intention, right?
I like that.
and supporting these businesses. Now, this is again what Dimitri would say. Only thing we expect from them is a good product and good customer service. No special handouts, no discounts,
Yeah.
just good product and good customer service. That's a requirement. And we got to show up in seven or more. We got to
True.
collectively make sure we show up in seven or more to intentionally with the purpose to buy and help folks
Yeah.
and support that business. And the only thing we ask that person to do, besides providing a good product and good customer service, is you participate in a buy-in with another
Right.
business and continue to
Right.
pay it forward. Now, are there any business owners that listening right now that if you are, what do you think about that? Or if you're in support of black businesses, drop some information in the comments. Let us know what you think about that. But I just saw Kenosha, right? How can we support Kenosha at least once a month?
Right.
Are we will even if it's just going to be our reminder flyer, whatever it's going to be? Can we say
Right.
that hey, I'm going to make sure that I need flyers all the time. I'm going to make sure that I try to get at least to get Kenosha to do one of my flyers
Right.
for my month stuff that I do every month.
And
Mm,
I
And
think with coupling the buy-in
mm,
model, coupling the
mm,
buy-in model with the other side of the transaction, because we're talking about us as paying customers, patrons, going to a business to say, well, look, I want a bottle of Jack, so I'm coming to your liquor store and I'm finna make my purchase for this, and all I ask that you have what I want in stock, and that you give me great customer service.
or
Now,
I got a party to do.
right, what's the
I'm
flip
coming.
side of it though?
Yeah.
How do we prepare? Like, let's flip it now. I own the liquor store. How do I prepare myself to do good business?
If
Who's my
if
coach?
if you or I bring this to somebody, and so for instance, I'm bringing it to you, Chuck, and you're like, okay, well look, stop by, look at my liquor store, or tell me what you think,
Yeah,
right? Or I said, well, listen, man, listen, I got a party, you could be, and you tell them like, okay, look, only thing you need, you got good product, man, you got good prices, you know, just have good customer service,
yeah,
but you want to some stuff it says common sense ain't always common. Common sense ain't always common practice, right?
yeah,
So I shouldn't have to tell you to make sure that you clean in front of your store. I shouldn't tell you that the inside need to be clean and things need to be dusted. If you know that folks are coming for over a week, I shouldn't tell you that even if the light bulbs are out, you should at least go to. You should be invested enough to say, "Oh, let me go to Dollar Tree and pick up these light bulbs. Go and replace replace these light bulbs." What can you do to make sure that your store business is at its best presentation? You know, how can you do that? And I remind
yeah,
folks back to some of our ancestors and some of our folks currently that are in countries in Africa and the villages that sweep dirt floors with straw brooms, right? They take straw, real like just straight out the processing, not bound with wire. They clean dirt floors, meaning that they take whatever they have to make sure that what they have is that has its best presentation.
mm-hmm,
That's what we're asking you to do. Hey man, we coming to your store Saturday with 20 people willing to and they ready to buy. Each one of these folks is ready to spend money, right? Because they are invested in this process, but they like your product. It's on you to make sure that everything is 10/10 and presentable when they walk in. Because
yeah.
again, all we ask for is a good product, presentation, customer service.
So
Now,
I guess
if you
the way that I'm thinking of it, like I think that we do need some preparation. I know that with the expectation, like we set this expectation,
mm,
but there does need to be a preparation runway for people because we may be able to identify 12 businesses that we can say January through December. These are the businesses that we're going to roll with, and they may be the benchmark, right? They're the benchmark. What about the people that have no clue? They haven't even started the business, but they said by 2025, I want to be in that number of businesses that mine will be a part of this buy-in.
That's
You know,
when we have a networking mixer and a workshop
there you go.
once a month, right?
Yes.
And just like I was talking to some folks about doing the financial literacy workshop, and I was telling them I'm not doing it for convenience. It's not going to well, if you ain't got nothing else to do, and I'm
Some
not
of
going
some of
to.
these things might be on Friday night when the party's going on.
Or when Sunday when the game is going on.
Yes, sir.
What do you value more?
Yeah.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have planned it during the game. You know the game was on. How much the game pay you? Right? Did you bet on the game? Did you go to Vicksburg and go through the? You didn't do none of that. But I'm saying is this is knowledge.
You
When we
you
start learning this, what you say?
you ain't you ain't made not one red cent
You spent
from
money.
cheering on the New Orleans Saints, the Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Kansas City Chiefs, or the San Francisco 49ers.
You cheering from, but and when it comes to, and that's why I tell the folks that are in society where we put entertainment over education. And certain things, yeah, you can work around, but certain things, listen, you're gonna have to make a choice. Do you want to be educated and have knowledge to provide your children and live by to make good decisions? Or you want to say, I had a good time. Man, they won. Man, he know I want to do that finance thing too, but they shouldn't have planned it during the game. They knew the game was on. It didn't make no sense.
People look at me funny when they say Chuck.
Those are actual responses too, right? There's
Yeah.
actual responses that we've had from folks. They're like,
Yes.
man, y'all knew the game was gonna be on. Why y'all playing the workshop about so how you can take care of your family better and be able to make good credit decisions during the game? You know the game was gonna be on. Oh,
Hey
well,
man. eh,
shit.
why do I get the crazy looks when I say I ain't got no team? I got the team that I root for
Mhm.
is Tougaloo College. I ain't got no NFL. I ain't got no NBA, NHL. Folks ask me what's going on with Alabama. I don't know. I can tell you what's going on at Tougaloo College because Tougaloo College is where I pledge my allegiance.
No, you could tell them what's going on with this with the team that your boys play on. Oh, you
I
talking about the soccer team? Oh, they did great, man. What team is this?
the 7U,
They did
7U team,
wonderful. They did wonderful,
they
right?
undefeated.
They doing a great job, right? But because now you redirecting that energy to like, yeah, if I ain't got nothing to do, I might. Hey, if it's on now, the truth be told, that what people watch. So we cut the football game on in the store,
Yeah,
you know. But it goes to if I gotta watch
that's not my focus.
this, it's not my focus,
That's not my
right?
focus.
You know what I watch when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what commercials are going on? How can I get me a commercial? How can I be a part? How can I get connected in this thing
Yeah,
to the point where we are beneficial in this whole? It's so many opportunities out there, and there's some things out there that we've been talking about for 5 or 6 years that are coming to fruition, and we've been talking about it for 5 or 6 years. And I just want to see how people are going to react to it when other folks start pushing it like it's the new best thing,
yeah,
and you had folks that were right up under you that have been telling you about it for the last 5 or 6 years.
yes,
And but I'm just want us to be the trendsetters and to make certain things a new standard, new norm that we got
yeah.
to push forward. I didn't see no business on to jump in, but so for the month of December for us, Nightcap Knowledge, we about fitness and finance and fitness and finance. However you want to talk about it, to make sure that we get ourselves healthy and our bank accounts and our credit worthiness healthy as possible. So we are talking about fitness and finance for February. I mean for December as we get
Mhm.
ready to go into a hard push for January and February events, where we take this thing seriously, man. And so we be looking for, if it don't hit by January, it's gonna hit by February when you start seeing um, these buy-ins, these events, and
It's going
supporting
down.
businesses, workshops that help people create businesses, networking mixers to network with folks that already have established businesses, pop-up shops to support buy-ins. Those things are coming, and we
One
need to
thousand
continue to
percent.
create with those exist. People drop in, if you when you see this later on, uh, shoot Chuck a message. What are some things in your area that you would like to see? What are some things you would like to see in 2024 that do not currently exist in your community or your area that you know that you need? You know, for my folks in Holmes County, what are some things in Holmes County, not just Lexington, but in Holmes County, period, that you would like to see, and
Yeah.
you know that we can have the capacity to bring? When people say, "Well, they need a McDonald's," well, they can't have a McDonald's in Lexington because part of it, knowing what we need is doing the research and homework. You got to have a minimum of 2,500 people or more that lives in the city limits, and Lexington has around 15 to 1,600 in the city limits. Now, what's the confusing thing is for Holmes County, with for Lexington, is when you go across that bridge of Black Creek, everything on the other side of that bridge is considered county.
Uh-huh.
So if you added all that in, yeah, you could probably got about 2,500 people that's on down. But that's why you don't have a McDonald's. So who's going to start a McDonald's, a local McDonald's version?
Yeah.
You know,
That's
those
that's
are the
exactly what I was thinking. Let's employ the systems that McDonald's has in play.
yep,
Let's employ the systems that Chick-fil-A has in play, and we create our own.
yeah, yeah. You can create a restaurant and only serve five things, but you make those five things be the best damn five things you can do. It's,
What
I've
what,
changed the
what
way I
Chick-fil-A serve, dog?
right.
What they serve? They serve waffle fries.
Yeah,
They serve chicken nuggets,
yep,
chicken strip, chicken sandwich. If you go over there for breakfast, they do have sausage biscuit for breakfast, egg McMuffin, or egg white grill, fruit cup, coffee, water,
simple.
orange juice,
Keep it
lemonade,
simple.
sweet tea.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Watch
You
this.
can have, huh,
Watch this. What liquor store sell?
right.
Watch this.
Oh,
Foods Atlas. Have you ever had Foods Atlas, Mac? No,
uh,
you haven't. Foods Atlas said they're gonna sell in Alabama. What does Foods Atlas sell, Mac? Just ask me.
what they sell?
Chicken, French fries, coleslaw. You might say, well, that sound like uh Raising Cane.
KFC. Oh, right. One of them.
It sound you see them?
Right.
They picked a locale. They picked a specific market and said, what does this particular market not like about Cane's? They
And do the
improved
opposite.
upon it. They copied the right cat. They improved upon. They made the necessary changes so they could be different from their quote unquote competition.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that the example that you laid out, Holmes County does not have, or Lexington does not have a McDonald's. So that means we want to be able to go and get a hamburger, French fries, and a drink. What do I need to put in place to where my hamburger, my French fries, and my drinks taste a little bit better
The McDonald's
than McDonald's
or Burger King.
or
And
Burger King?
and which I was thinking about, Marcus sold pan trout sandwiches, catfish plates, and French fries
Yes,
for
sir.
the Block
He
Party.
does it very well. He does it very well.
That simple. And you know what? You could have a
Did
pasta.
Marcus sell out?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could have a pasta business, right? You can get up in the morning,
Pasta.
make you two or three different types of pasta, and have two or
Boil,
three
you talking
different
about boiling the noodles.
boiled noodles, right? And
And then you have
have you
3 different sauces.
three different sauces, three different toppings.
There you go.
Man, let me get the angel hair with the what is this, a Creole sauce? Yeah, let me get the angel hair with the Creole sauce and uh
And
what,
tofu.
the the vegan toppings. Okay,
Yeah.
right? Because there's another person that opens another she opened a business, and one of the folks who's gonna be working and supporting uh um just in time. All the vegetables are designed for vegan or plant based.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got the protein, which may be chicken or fish, that you can add to the stuff. So you cater to vegan and plant based folks. Also, you cater to people that have regular diets at the same time. Only
Yeah.
thing about it is when you
Yeah. See.
made you just didn't add any animal products to your soups or salads. So now when I go up there and get stuff from you, I know I can buy a salad from you because the dressing and everything is catered to plant based.
Right.
But I also have stuff for those who are non plant based. So you're not losing, you winning all the way around, and you
Business
keeping
model.
it simple.
Keeping it
Simple.
simple.
Yeah. So I mean, we're working with folks that have those same ideas. So when I tell you this, this is not just something we just pulling out the sky. We have folks that are using this model right now, and you're gonna see us start sharing their information because again, we are working with folks and ready for people that are ready to do something and to make a difference and make a change, and that are willing to say, "Hey, I don't know this, but this is what I want to do. Can y'all assist me?" And
Yeah.
we're going to assist you to to the best of our ability within our capacity. And if we know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, we're going to connect you with that
I'm
person.
gonna trick daddy. I hear
Hey, we love the kids.
you. Know somebody that knows somebody. Well, look, man, I think we've laid out some intentions. I think we've laid out some preparations. I think we've done a good job of articulating some of the thoughts that we've had over the past year and some of the plans that we have for 2024, the intentions that we have. So I do believe the plan as I've been writing today and writing over the past few weeks and revisiting
Mhm.
some of the things that we've discussed. Um, we're gonna revisit these plans, and then we plan out the buy-ins. We plan out the pop-up shops, the expansion of the expo. We plan out the networking mixers that will happen in the different pockets or regions of the state. We plan the social events where will be able to um, pass on some of these ideas in a more social setting.
Mhm.
But undergirded undergirding all of that is us making sure that we get people civically engaged, registered to vote, so that we can take that political power and really move Mississippi forward and get to where the money resides. We got to get to where the money resides, baby.
Wait.
We'll see y'all next week. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody about Nightcap Knowledge. We got to make sure that we give some shout outs as we close to the Youth Screenwriting Experience. That's December 1st through June 30th. That means it's already kicked off. But if you need more information about this, go to jacksonfilmfestival.com. Also, business owners, apply for Elevate Mississippi and make sure you get ready for the Higher Purpose Awards. We'll see y'all next week. Nightcap Knowledge. DJ George Shuck, Mr. Mac, we out. Peace.